Hello everyone, my name is Srinivas Shirage. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss about pipes in series and pipes in parallel. So in most of the practical situations, it is found that fluid flows through many pipes which are connected either in series or in parallel. So it is very important to study the pipes in series and pipes in parallel. So first, and one thing, in this video lecture, I am going to discuss about the mathematical equations related to pipes in series and pipes in parallel. So first, we will go for the pipes in series. So when the pipes with the different diameters and different lengths are connected one by one, so that kind of arrangement of the pipes is nothing but pipes in series. So here we can see one example in which different diameter and a different length pipes are connected in series. So here we can see that three pipes are there. So first pipe with a diameter D1 and length L1, second pipe with a diameter D2 and length L2, third pipe with a diameter D3 and length L3. So these three pipes are connected one by one, and this arrangement is known as pipes in series. Again, for the first pipe, F1 is the friction factor, V1 is the velocity for the first pipe, Q1 is the discharge. For second pipe, F2, V2, Q2 are the friction factor, velocity and discharge respectively. For the third pipe, F3, Q3, V3 are the friction factor, discharge and velocity respectively. Again, we have chosen here two sections, that is section A and section B. HA is the total head available at section A and HB is the total head available at section B. So total head means the addition of pressure head, that is P by rho g, plus V square by 2g, that is kinetic head, plus potential head Z1 Z. So this is the total head at section A. Similarly, addition of pressure head, kinetic head and potential head at section B is nothing but what? HB. So to understand or to study the mathematical equations related to the pipes in series, first we need to apply the Bernoulli's or the modified Bernoulli's equation in between these two sections, section A and section B. So this is the Bernoulli's equation. So P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g plus Z1. So this is the total energy available at section A, equals to P3 upon rho g plus V3. So we know that at section B velocity is V3. So P3 upon rho g plus V3 square upon 2g plus Z3. So this is the total energy available at section B. So total energy available at section A is equals to total energy available at section B plus head loss between the two sections, that is section A and section B. So here we can see that this HL, the total head loss, so whatever the head loss is there between the section 1 and section 2, so that head loss is equals to total head at section A, that is P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g plus Z1 minus the total head available at section B, so that is equals to HL. So it becomes HL equals to, so already I have mentioned that HA is nothing but total head available at section A and HB is the total head available at section B. So this is the total head available at section A, so therefore HA. This is the total head available at section B, so therefore it is HB. So this is the head loss when fluid flows from section A to section B. So next we will try to write down this head loss due to major loss and the minor loss. So here we can see that when fluid flows from section A to section B, so there are some major losses and some minor losses are there. So total head loss due to major loss and the minor loss is equals to first HF1. So when fluid flows from section A to this point, that is when fluid flows through the pipe number 1, so frictional losses are there. So that is nothing but what? HF1, head loss due to friction when fluid is flowing through the pipe 1. Again here, sudden expansion of the fluid is taking place. So therefore, minor loss is there, and that minor loss is H expansion. So next, so after expansion, again fluid is flowing through this pipe 2. So again there is a friction between the pipe wall and the fluid particles, and again there is the head loss due to the friction, and that is plus HF2. So here the sudden contraction of the fluid is taking place. So again one minor loss, so plus H contraction, that is due to the sudden contraction, head loss due to sudden contraction. So after sudden contraction, the fluid is flowing through this pipe number 3, and due to the friction some head loss is there, and that head loss is plus HF3. So this is the total head loss taking place when fluid is flowing from section A to section B. So already we have discussed in last lecture that is major losses and minor losses. So in that we have seen the equations of all these major losses and minor losses. So HL, for that HL equals to HA minus HB, and that is equals to, for HF1, HF1 is the head loss due to friction when fluid is flowing through the pipe 1, and this head loss is given by the Darcy-Weisbach equation, F1 L1 V1 square upon 2 GT1. So this is the head loss due to the friction. So head loss due to the sudden expansion. So the equation already we have seen that is V1 minus V2 whole square upon 2G plus. So this is again the head loss due to the friction when fluid is flowing through the pipe number 2, F2 L2 V2 square upon 2G D2 plus. This is the head loss due to the sudden contraction, 0.5 V3 square upon 2G. So here sudden contraction is there, and here the head loss is this much, that is 0.5 V3 square plus 2G. Again the head loss due to the friction. So this is the head loss due to the friction when fluid is flowing through the pipe number 3. So this is the total head loss when fluid is flowing from section A to section B. If suppose this pipe is a very long pipe, so when long pipe is there, so in that case minor losses are negligible, because due to the more length, so L1 is very large, so therefore the frictional losses are very large as compared to the minor losses. Therefore we can neglect the minor losses for the long pipes, and the now equation becomes, that is HL equals to HA minus HB equals to F1 L1 V1 square upon 2 GT1 plus F2 L2 V2 square upon 2 GT2 plus F3 L3 V3 square upon 2 GT3. We have neglected these two minor losses due to sudden expansion and due to sudden contraction. So we got this equation. So this is the total head loss in case of long pipes. Again in pipes in series, where when the pipes are connected in series. So this is about the discharge we have already seen. But when pipes are connected in series, so what about the discharge? So remember that always discharge Q equals to, so whatever the total discharge is there, so that discharge equals to the discharge through pipe 1 is equals to discharge through pipe 2, and it is equals to discharge through pipe 3. This is according to the law of continuity, that is A1 V1 equals to A2 V2 equals to A3 V3. So accordingly it becomes Q equals to Q1 equals to Q2 equals to Q3. So this is the very important condition. Remember that in case of discharge, the discharge remains constant in the pipes in series, and the head loss, we have to add all the head losses, that is minor losses and major losses, to find out the total head loss when pipes are connected in series. So this is about the pipes in series. So next this is another case in which again 3 pipes are connected in series, but the difference is what? Here the 2 reservoirs are at a different level. So this reservoir is at a distance of ZA from the ground level, and this reservoir B at a distance of ZB from the ground level. So the difference is what? In last case 2 reservoirs at the same level, and here the 2 reservoirs at the different level. So again to derive the mathematical equation or to understand the mathematical equation related to this particular situation, again we need to apply the modified Bernoulli's equation in between these two surfaces, or in between these two sections, that is A and B. So when we apply the modified Bernoulli's equation to the surface A and B, so this is the modified Bernoulli's equation, that is PA upon rho G plus VA square upon 2G plus ZA. So this is the total energy available at this surface A. Again, this is the total energy available at surface B, and plus HL is the head loss taking place when fluid flows from this section, the surface A to surface B, or through these pipes. So in this case, that is at surface A and surface B, that is pressure at A and pressure at B are what? The atmospheric pressure. In both, on both surfaces, the pressure is what? The atmospheric pressure. So therefore we can cancel these two terms, that is P upon rho G and PB upon rho G. Again, next thing, that is VA equals to VB. So velocity at A and velocity at B is equals to 0. Since the fluid is in the reservoir, so that means what? The fluid is in the rest condition. So velocity at surface A and at surface B is equals to 0. So therefore this VA square upon 2G, VB square upon 2G get cancelled, and finally we get equation, that is HL equals to ZA minus ZB. So this is the total ZA, this is the ZB, and we will get what? This HL equals to, when we take the subtraction of this ZA minus ZB, so we will get what? This H. So HL equals to this H, that is ZA minus ZB, and it concludes that the total head loss between two reservoirs is always equal to difference between the two reservoir levels. So H is the difference between the two reservoir levels, which gives the total head loss between two reservoirs. So this is the conclusion of this equation. This is very important, remember that. Next, so this HL equals to ZA minus ZB. Again we will try to find out this HL in terms of major losses and minor losses. So this is what? H at the entrance. So when fluid flows through these pipes which are connected in series, so first head loss is at the entrance of the pipe, and that is what? The minor loss. So here the minor loss is taking place. Again fluid flows from this point to this point. Due to the friction, the frictional loss is there. So therefore this is plus HF1. So again here sudden expansion is there. So head loss due to the sudden expansion. Again the fluid flows through the pipe number 2. So frictional losses are there. So plus HF2. Sudden contraction is there. So minor loss, that is due to the sudden contraction, H contraction. Fluid flows through this pipe number 3. So that is what? Head loss due to the friction, that is HF3. And last one is head loss at the exit of the pipe. So here we can see that H at the entrance, H due to, that is head loss due to the sudden expansion, head loss due to the contraction, and head loss at the exit. These are what? The minor losses, and HF1, HF2, HF3 are the major losses. So addition of all these losses is nothing but what? The head loss. So total head loss HL equals to ZA minus ZB, that is this H, difference between the two reservoir level, is equals to, at the entrance head, that is H, head loss at the entrance of the pipe, that is 0.5 V1 square upon 2G. Already we have seen this expression in major losses and minor losses. Plus for HF1, this is F1L1 V1 square upon 2GD1. So this is the head loss for the sudden expansion. This is the head loss when fluid is flowing through the pipe number 2, and this is the head loss due to the friction. This is the head loss due to the sudden contraction. This is the head loss when fluid is flowing through the pipe number 3 due to friction, and this is the head loss at the exit of the pipe. So this is the total head loss when fluid is flowing through these pipes which are connected in series. So again, earlier that we have already discussed, for the long pipes the minor losses are negligible, so therefore the total head loss equals to F1L1 V1 square upon 2GD1 plus F2L2 V2 square upon 2GD2 plus F3L3 V3 square upon 2GT3. So we have neglected all these minor losses. So this is the equation. Again, the discharge when the pipe in series. So we have already seen that according to the continuity equation, this A1V1 equals to A2V2 equals to A3V3, where A1V1 are the area and velocity of in a pipe number 1. A2 is the area of pipe number 2. V2 is the velocity of the flowing fluid in pipe 2. Similarly for A3. So V1 equals to A2 V2 equals to A3 V3, and therefore according to the continuity equation, Q equals to the discharge equals to Q1 equals to Q2 equals to Q3. So this is the very important condition. So head loss is the addition of all head losses, and discharge remains same in each and every pipe when the pipes are connected in series. So this is about the pipes which are connected in series. Next, equivalent pipe. So first we'll try to understand what is the meaning of equivalent pipe. So equivalent pipe is defined as a pipe of a uniform diameter having same loss of head and discharge as that of the compound pipeline. So here consider these pipes which are connected in series. So the meaning of equivalent pipe is, suppose I want to replace these three pipes of different diameter and different length by a uniform diameter pipe. I want to replace this three connected pipe by a single pipe which has the same diameter, but the condition is what? In both cases, that is in case of uniform diameter pipe and in case of these compound pipes which are connected in series, in both cases the head loss and the discharge should be same. In that case, I can say that the pipe with the uniform diameter is the equivalent pipe for this compound pipeline. So this is what the equivalent pipe. So head loss in compound pipe. So again, obviously in the last slide we have seen that the total head loss for the compound pipe, neglecting the minor losses, is this one, that is HL equals to F1L1 V1 square upon 2G D1 plus F2 L2 V2 square upon 2G D2 plus F3 L3 V3 square upon 2G D3. For equivalent pipe with a diameter D and L, suppose I have taken a equivalent pipe, that is what I have replaced this compound pipe by a single uniform diameter pipe. So in that case, so HL becomes what? FLV square upon 2GD, because the diameter is uniform, so velocity is the same throughout the pipe, and the uniform diameter is single. So this is the head loss for the equivalent pipe. Again, in Darcy-Weisbach equation we have seen that, so this is FLV square upon 2GD is the head loss in terms of velocity, and this is FLQ square upon 12.1 d raised to 5 is the head loss in terms of discharge. So we can write here head loss in equivalent pipe or uniform diameter pipe is equals to head loss in compound pipe. So this is the only condition for the equivalent pipe. When we can say that the pipe is equivalent pipe? When the uniform diameter pipe, head loss in uniform diameter pipe or the equivalent pipe is equals to the head loss in compound pipe. So this is the condition for the equivalent pipe. So we have to apply this condition. So head loss in equivalent pipe, so that we have already seen, that is HL equals to FLV square upon 2GD. So this is the equation, FLV square upon 2GD, and the head loss in compound pipe. So this is the equation. So that is equals to F1L1 V1 square upon 2GD1 and so on. So this is the head loss in equivalent pipe equals to head loss in compound pipe. So now I will write down this equation in terms of discharge. So this becomes FL Q square upon 12.1 d raised to 5 equals to F1L1 Q1 square upon 12.1 d1 raised to 5 plus F2 L2 Q2 square upon 12.1 d2 raised to 5 plus F3 L3 Q3 square upon 12.1 d3 raised to 5. So here again we know that when pipes are connected in series, so already we have discussed that due to the continuity equation, Q1 equals to Q2 equals to Q3. So discharge through pipe 1 equals to discharge through pipe 2 equals to discharge through pipe 3. So therefore this this is Q1, this Q2 square and Q3 square get cancelled, and again this 12.1, this one get cancelled, and we will get this equation FL upon D raised to 5 equals to F1 L1 divided by D1 raised to 5 plus F2 L2 upon D2 raised to 5 plus F3 L3 upon D3 raised to 5. So again, suppose the material of all pipes are same in compound pipe, and again suppose the same material we have used in the equivalent pipe. So in that case we will get another equation, that is what friction factor F equals to F1 equals to F2 equals to F3. So therefore this F1, F2, F3 get cancelled, and finally we will get one equation, that is L upon D raised to 5 equals to L1 upon D1 raised to 5 plus L2 upon D2 raised to 5 plus L3 upon D3 raised to 5. So this equation is known as Dupuit's equation, and it is very important equation. So when we want to replace this compound pipe by the equivalent pipe to find out the length and the diameter, this equation is very useful. If we decide the length for the equivalent pipe, we'll obviously this much reservoir in between this reservoir L1 plus L2 plus L3, so total length L is required. So for that length L, and if suppose this compound pipe, the dimension of the compound pipe are known, that is L1, D1, L2, D2, L3, D3 are known. So from this equation we can find out the diameter for the equivalent pipe, that is what the uniform diameter, by using this Dupuit's equation. So this is about the equivalent pipe when the pipes are connected in series. Next, the pipes in parallel. So already we have seen about the pipes were connected in series, that is one by one pipes were connected. Now we'll go for the pipes in series. So these two pipes are connected in series. So when main pipeline is divided into two or more than two pipelines which again join together on downstream. So here this is the main pipeline, it is divided into two pipelines and again it is joined at the downstream, and again it is continue as a main pipeline. So that kind of arrangement of the pipe is nothing but what? Pipes in parallel. Again, two important conditions are there when pipes are connected in parallel. So that is this discharge Q. So this fluid get distributed in these two pipes. So therefore the total discharge Q equals to Q1 plus Q2. So in last we have seen that when pipes were connected in series, so in that case we have seen that Q equals to Q1 equals to Q2 equals to Q3 equals to Q4 and so on. But in case of parallel pipe, now the condition becomes, due to the distribution of the fluid in different pipes, so it becomes the total discharge equal to addition of all discharge flowing through all pipes which are connected in pipes. So this is the first condition and it is very important condition. Second condition is what? The total head loss is always equals to head loss in pipe 1 and head loss in pipe 2 which are connected in parallel. In last case, in when pipes were connected in series, the total head loss is the addition of all head losses. But here all head loss which are flowing, all head loss, that is HL1, HL2 in which the pipes are connected in parallel are same. So this is the second condition and it is very important condition. And why it is so? Because remember that we have already seen that this HL, that is head loss, this HL1 in pipe 1 and HL2 in pipe 2, this head loss is always equals to the total difference between total energy available at section A and total energy available at section B. And for both, for HL1 and for HLT, the total energy, the difference between the energy level at A and B are same. So therefore this HL1 equals to HL2. because they are starting from the same point and ending at the same point. So therefore the total head difference between these 2 points are same. So therefore HL1 equals to HL2. So next, equivalent pipe, the concept is again same, that is it is defined as a pipe of uniform diameter having the same loss of head and discharge as that of set of parallel pipes. So just I want to replace this parallel set of pipes by a single uniform diameter pipe, and that single uniform diameter pipe is nothing but what? Equivalent pipe, when that uniform diameter gives the same loss of head and the same discharge as that of the set of parallel pipes. So that is nothing but what? Equivalent pipe. So again, HL, that is the for the equivalent pipe, the head loss is FL Q square upon 12.1 D raised to 5. This is the head loss for the equivalent pipe. So we can see here Q equals to, so just I want to write down the same equation in terms of Q, because we know one condition, that is Q equals to Q1 plus Q2. So Q equals to, it becomes 12.1 into HL D raised to 5 divided by FL, this FL raised to 1 by 2. So we know that Q equals to Q1 plus Q2. So this is the Q for the equivalent pipe, discharge in the equivalent pipe when I replaced this parallel set of pipe by the single uniform diameter pipe. So this is the Q. So I have written here the formula for the Q equals to Q1. Q1 is the discharge through pipe number 1 and Q2 is the discharge through pipe number 2, which are connected in parallel. So again I have written this equation, that is 12.1. HL1 is the head loss in pipe 1. D1 raised to 5. D1 is the diameter of pipe 1 divided by F1 L1 raised to 1 by 2 plus. So this is the discharge through pipe number 2. So again this 12.1, 12.1 and 12.1 get cancelled. Again we know that this HL equals to HL1 equals to HL2. So again this one get cancelled, and finally we get one equation, that is D raised to 5 divided by FL raised to 1 by 2 equals to D1 raised to 5 divided by F1L1 raised to 1 by 2 plus D2 raised to 5 divided by F2L2 raised to 1 by 2. So this is the final equation for the pipes, for the equivalent pipe for the set of parallel pipes. So again, by using this equation we can find out the diameter of uniform diameter of the equivalent pipe if we know about D1, L1, D2, L2 and the total length L. So this equation is useful to find out the diameter of the equivalent pipe. So this is all about the pipes in series and pipes in parallel. Thank you.